Greetings Star Wars Nation and welcome to Roll Reviews, and today we're reviewing the Darth Vader comic book issues 3 and 4. So sit down, buckle up, and hit that hyperdrive because Roll Reviews starts now. My name is Ro, and just to let you guys know that this is a spoilers for review, so you have been warned. And with that, let's jump into issue number 3. In issue number 3, we find Darth Vader going to the River Moon, Aldolem, where Master Fala is meditating on the mountain called Pasval. While meditating on this mountain and also fighting and honing his skills, Master Fala is actually sensing this danger, this darkness coming his way. And the reader knows that is Darth Vader coming to take his lightsaber. And so Master Fala instructs his droid, the droid that he's fighting with or partnering up with, to get ready for this evil presence that's gonna be arriving soon at the mountain. Now Darth Vader has to get to Master Fala, and the first trap that Master Fala lays out for Darth Vader is getting through this field of, or like, I guess not bombs, but obstacles, and his ship, Darth Vader's ship, hits one of the obstacles. The ship crash landed. Darth Vader gets out and senses, Master Fala's presence, and so he walks towards what he thinks is gonna be where he's gonna meet Master Fala, and eventually they do meet. And as they first meet, Darth Vader reaches out with the Force and tries to choke Master Fala, but Master Fala is really strong in the Force, and soon Darth Vader realizes that. And so Master Fala tells him that he does want to fight him, but he needs to get to higher ground. Yes, higher ground. And so I guess Darth Vader accepts the challenge. Master Fala lays out all these traps for him, and one of the first traps is Darth Vader trying to get through the water, and obviously he does without difficulty by using the Force. The second trap is he needs to defeat these bird-like monsters, and so he kind of is doing so, but at the end Master Fala realizes, you know what, I'm gonna have to fight this guy eventually. So he tells his droid, you know what, let him through, no more traps, let's meet at high ground. And that's where Darth Vader eventually makes it to the top of the mountain to face Master Fala. Once on top of the mountain, Darth Vader faces the droid of Master Fala. The droid feels like he needs to protect his master, and so he fights Darth Vader, but he's no match for Darth Vader. So Darth Vader ends up throwing him overboard, and obviously by this time now Darth Vader is kind of beat up. His circuits are kind of beat up. So when he faces Master Fala, Darth Vader gets whooped. And yes, at the end, after all that fighting, going through the trials, fighting the robot, fighting Master Fala, at the end Master Fala throws him overboard, and that's how we leave issue number 3. For issue number 3, I'm going to give you some of my likes and some of my dislikes about this comic book. And jumping into my dislikes, I really don't like the fact that they haven't shown us the Jedi Purge. And I thought by this time, they have shown us maybe some glimpse about what happened. But all I kept seeing or reading in this comic book is that Darth Vader talks about it. Even Master Fala talks about the Jedi Purge. And we haven't seen anything. And so by this time in Darth Vader's timeline, the Jedi Purge already happened, and we still haven't seen nothing. And so I'm a little disappointed they haven't shown us anything. And so I guess it is what it is. But for my likes about this comic book is I really like the fact that Darth Vader had to go through some trials to get to the Jedi Master. Even that little throwback look on getting to higher ground, and I don't know if it was an inside joke, but I thought it was pretty funny to see that Darth Vader had to go to higher ground to kill this Jedi Master. And so I really like even the way Darth Vader fought, even, how he kind of was not all that powerful, because even in the movies, when we think about Darth Vader, he's all powerful, mighty being. But here, his armor was kind of banged up, and he wasn't 100%. And so because he wasn't 100%, he was thrown off the cliff, and I even like the way, no pun intended, they had like a little cliffhanger for us. And so I'm really liking this comic book so far the way it is. And for that, I will have to give it a 9 out of 10. In issue number 4, we find Darth Vader on the ground, beat up, his circuits are all messed up, and We also see the droid that he fought in issue number 3. They're laying next to him on the ground, and the droid starts speaking. The droid still has some life in him, and he's telling Darth Vader that he's not going to be able to destroy Master and Fala. And as the droid is speaking, Darth Vader, as evil as he is, he destroys the droid with the Force and takes his circuits and some of the bolts from his body, dismembers him, and uses those pieces to rebuild himself. Now Master Infernal leaves the mountains and goes into the city to retrieve his ship. And as he goes to retrieve his ship, he talks to the family who's keeping the ship safe for him, and he tells them pretty much what happened, his fight with Darth Vader, what happened to the Jedi, and now he's leaving because he needs to destroy Darth Vader's master. And so the family is there, I guess, learning a little bit more about Master and Fala, and there's this little kid who thinks, using the power of the Force is really cool. And as he's talking to them, Master Fala senses the dark side, senses the Force, and he knows and realizes that it's Darth Vader. And so he runs outside, and then he sees Darth Vader there standing, and he knows now, like, okay, now he has to really finish what he started. And Master Fala runs to fight Darth Vader. And finally, we get the fight that we've been waiting for. We see Darth Vader and Master Fala actually go at it, actually fighting. But as they're fighting, we see these 3 guards or 3 police officers of the city trying to stop them. And Darth Vader uses them against Master Fala. Darth Vader grabs these 3 men through the Force and threatens to throw them over the dam. And Master Fala managed to catch the man in midair and puts him down safely. But as he's doing that, Darth Vader grabs a hold of his neck by force choking him. At the same time, he's trying to break the dam and trying to drown everybody in the city. And so Master Fala begs Darth Vader not to do that. But at the end, Darth Vader snatches through the Force Master Fala's lightsaber and breaks Master Fala's neck. Master Fala dies. Darth Vader throws his body overboard. The dam has been broken. Everybody in the city dies. And Darth Vader has a brand new lightsaber. And that's how we leave issue number 4. And for issue number 4, I'm going to give you some of my likes and some of my dislikes about this comic book. And I really didn't like that Master Fala spent too much time talking to this family, They talked about the Jedi Purge, they talked about Darth Vader, they talked about all these other things, and him even showing the Force to them. And it just felt too long when I was reading it. And so I'm going to put this down as one of my dislikes. And for my likes about this comic book is that I like that we got to see the fight between Master Fala and Darth Vader. And even though it wasn't like a great lightsaber fight, because there was none, Darth Vader doesn't have a lightsaber, we did get to see the death of Master Fala, and it was a gracious death. It was a great death of a Jedi sacrificing himself for the common good of all people. And so for that, I have to give this comic book an 8 out of 10. Alright, Star Wars Nation, so that's it for my Darth Vader comic book issue 3 and 4. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And like always, can't wait to guys have it back here at Raw Reviews.